Hey everybody, it's Bryce Conlon, and I'm coming to you solo today. Christian is still off in Costa Rica or wherever it was that he's spending his holiday, and I'm coming to you live because mostly I got bored. Just kidding. Today, I actually want to talk about one of my favorite things, which is books that have helped me grow myself and my business. Now, truthfully, what I've found over the years is that whenever my business struggles to grow, it's usually because I have a mindset, a brain block, a mental barrier that's preventing me from doing what I need to do. Now, sometimes you know what you need to do, and it's a matter of courage, and you just have to do the thing. But oftentimes, you don't know what you don't know. And this goes back to an idea called the Johari window, which is you can either know what you know what you don't know what you don't know. In most cases, it's that you just don't know what you need to know to accelerate your business. Now, I want to share these books with you, and this is not coming out of the blue. We had a mastermind planning session today with our studio clients, and this topic came up again. It probably comes up once a month. People are going, "Oh, I've got this great book, and I got to share it with you." And it happened again, and some of our studios said, "Hey, can you please put this in a list so that we can reference it?" And so I have put it in a list. I'm sharing it with them. I'm sharing it with you too. So you can go to, at any point during this episode, you can go to dancemotionmarketing.com/blog/books to access this list. You can also watch a replay of this video. Now, here's how I thought we would do this to make it quick, concise, and easy to track. We're just going to go through the book. I'm going to tell you what the book is, why I like this book, and how it's personally helped me to grow myself. Now, we may do a part two with this, with Christian. Maybe he has some books or some other, some other people on our team. But for now, you're just getting my perspective. So let's dive right in. The first book that I want to share with you, and I actually just decided I'm going to go to Amazon because this might be helpful to see. And so I'll go to Amazon and I'll meet you there and we'll talk about our first book. So this first book is a book called Boundaries by Henry Cloud and John Townsend. And here's the thing that I absolutely love. Now there's a lot of boundaries books, and let's hit the nail on the head. First of all, most people don't really know what boundaries are. We use the language, we talk about it. For most of us, what we mean there is it's a wall. It's not it's a way to keep people out. Well, that's not what boundaries are at all. And this book, this particular version of boundaries, again, there's lots of them out there, is far and away the best one that I have ever found. And I'll be honest with you, I told you I'd tell you how this impacted my life. This one has transformed everything about my life, my business, even my marriage. It helped to resolve a lot of conflict that came through boundarylessness. So here's why you need it as a studio owner. If you own a business, you have employees. You also have clients, and all of those people are going to put at some point demands on you that will become or have the potential to become problematic if you don't handle them the right way. And this is a big one. So knowing how to say yes, it's even the subtitle, is when to say yes, how to say no to take control of your life. I literally cannot say enough. That's exactly what this book does. It will teach you what to say yes to and how to say yes, what to say no to and how to say no. And it really will bring a sense of control. When I say that this saved my marriage, it really literally did. When my wife and I got married, we were both boundaryless. But I was really bad because she would show up and say, "Hey, honey, I want to do this." And I just said yes. And that created a lot of resentment in my life, in our relationship, and that tension eventually almost boiled over into the dreaded D word. Well, now we've both learned boundaries, and it's a way that we can connect because she knows that when I say yes, it's because I mean yes. And when I say no, I mean no. And it's really helped us in our marriage. It's helping us raise our kids. And you better believe it really helps in terms of running a business. So boundaries is top of the list when it comes to books that I have been impacted from. And we'll go to the next one. I'll meet you back on Amazon. Now, this next one is a book by a man named Chris Voss. It's called Never Split the Difference. Chris Voss was a CIA, FBI hostage negotiator, and he literally spent his entire career learning how to negotiate through things. Now, this book, let's be honest, in the dance studio, you're not doing a ton of negotiating, a little bit when you're hiring or firing, but really it's a productized business. So why do you need this book? Well, for me, this one was really eye-opening in terms of learning how to grow your influence. Again, you own a business, you have both customers and employees that you need to move in a certain direction. Sometimes this is because you're changing your rates, or there's something went wrong, somebody's delinquent on their bill pay, or you have a staff member whose behavior isn't working for you, or you are trying something new and you need someone to kind of move in a certain direction. Never Split the Difference is a spectacular read or listen. You can listen to all of these on audio because it really will help you get into the mindset of learning how to position conversations so that you get what you want. It also talks you through exactly why people say no. Like, what are the emotional triggers that will like put them on defense where you can't negotiate with them anymore? Because truthfully, even though you don't think you're in a negotiation, every conversation you have in your business is functionally a negotiation. And so this one was really eye-opening for me. By the way, if you're a parent, it works really well with kids because they are the tiny terrorists, right? And it's a spectacular read. Highly recommend it. You can listen to it in a couple of hours, and it will really transform how you think about conversations, negotiations, getting what you want, asking people for things. And so that is a spectacular one. The next one is Atomic Habits, and I'll meet you on Amazon. All right, so this one is Atomic Habits. It's by James Clear. The reason I keep showing you what these look like is so that when you end up on Amazon, you can make sure that you're buying the right one. I've also compiled links to all of this, so you are welcome to just download the free guide at dancemotionmarketing.com/blog/books, and you can have it right there. Anyway, Atomic Habits is really a good way if you're like me and you think to yourself, oh man, I want to do this, but I'm so not disciplined. I'm not very good at um, at anything really about being consistent or diligent or with your habits. Atomic Habits is a great one, and the whole method behind his ideology really is just about building habits like Lego bricks. And it's not, for me, the reason this one was so important is because habits have always been out of my reach. And I would say to people, and they would say of me, oh, you just don't have any discipline. You don't have any self-control. And there was a level of that was true. But what I learned after reading Atomic Habits was really, I did have discipline. I was just going about it the wrong way. And so James Clear makes it really simple and easy to put micro habits, I would call them, together like Legos. So for example, if you want to go to the gym, don't say, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week. That's too big because you have to like pack your gym bag, make a smoothie, get your clothes, get dressed, get in your car, drive across town to the gym, go to the gym, like come home, do the laundry. That's a lot. Like, and we look at like go to the gym as one single thing, but it's not. It was like 25 different steps. And so James Clear might say, make your habit. I will put on my gym shoes after breakfast. And so that one little thing is put on your gym shoes. You can do that. I can do that. That's easy. Well, then if the gym shoes are right next to the gym bag, then you just pick up the gym bag. And then if you've got your shoes on and you've got your gym bag, well, now you just have to go grab your car keys and suddenly like these habits just sort of birth themselves. That was my big takeaway from Atomic Habits. It's a spectacular read. Reason why you should read it, listen to it, because again, as a business owner, you have habits that you need to instill in your kids that are dancing. You have habits that you need to instill in your staff and in your parents, behaviors that you want to see from them. It's a spectacular way to learn, to start building processes that turn into repeatable action steps. So I would highly, highly recommend checking that one out as a good one. As a solid read, like really solid read. Next up is Joey Coleman's. Let's head right back to Amazon. This is Joey Coleman's Never Lose a Customer Again. It comes as a book, it comes as audio, so you can check out both. But this one really is about building loyalty in the first 100 days. Now, we've used this book at DMM, referenced it multiple times over the years to say, how do we make sure that our clients are really well served? Whenever you buy a new service, there is there's a learning curve, and if you don't see success in that first, really 90 days, then you write off the service entirely. Well, boy, do you have to believe that that is true of parents of dancers as well. And so never lose a customer again is really about building, thinking through onboarding systems and processes that will allow you to make sure that that onboarding experience is handled extremely well. And again, love this book. It's been a while. Like actually, as I was putting this together, you'll notice I don't have a lot of these books out right now because we moved and some of them are still in boxes, like from a year ago. It's sad, I know, but I may have to pull this one back out because it's a solid read. It's a really good one to put your brain around and will help you to grow your business, because if you don't lose people, then it becomes even easier to grow. So that's why, as a studio owner, that's a really valuable one and important one. The next one that I'm going to share with you is a book by Darren Hardy. It's called The Compound Effect. We'll head back to Amazon for this one because this one is in a box. The Compound Effect. This is a really spectacular book because again, it's the idea, and the reason why it's insightful is because it will put in your brain and solidify it through lots of different stories and word pictures that small things add up over time. And there's a very famous example, I think it's in this book as well, that it's like, would you rather have $1 million or a penny that doubles every day? And most people say, well, I'll take $1 million. But the difference between like that and taking a penny that doubles every day is something like $1 million versus like 1.3 or something like that. And I don't really know the math, but it's been a while. But this idea that like small little things, a penny, nothing, can actually amount to massive change over time. Aha, pun not intended. But Darren Hardy's Compound Effect, if nothing else, as a studio owner for you, it will start to cement this idea that making small tweaks and changes does matter. So many of us as entrepreneurs, we just try to take this like, we try to eat the elephant in one bite, and it doesn't work like that, nor not real well anyway. And so the compound effect just kind of puts that idea in your head that doing small things, small changes consistently over time will produce massive results. So super huge. The next one I'm going to share with you, I actually do have. It's one of the ones that I keep on my desk all the time, and this is the bullet journal method. Now, if you haven't heard of bullet journaling, I'm sorry. Someone has done you a great disservice. Bullet journaling is a spectacular way to keep track of your life using a plain old notebook. And it's a methodology really of keeping track of things, to-dos, conversations, important tasks that will allow you to move them forward and get them out of your brain and onto paper. And the reason why, well, this has been transformative for me because like so many dance studio owners that I've met, I'm a creative. My brain goes a gazillion miles an hour in 1,000 different ways at any given time. And I'll have these like flashes of inspiration, but then when I have time to actually dig into them, I've forgotten all about it. I don't remember what I'm supposed to be doing or what the inspiration specifically was. And having a bullet journal, which again, is not a fancy thing. It is just a very simple notebook where you kind of code your to-dos, your inspirations, meetings that you've had, etc. And it makes it so that you can keep track of these things outside of your brain. Why is that important? Because if it's out of your head, then you can actually be present in your moment, right? You can actually be present in your business. You can be fully engaged. And this came out, like I said, this entire conversation came out of a meeting that we had with our clients today. And one of our clients in particular, actually, it was Carissa Monroe. If you haven't heard her episode, we interviewed her a few weeks ago on this show. Phenomenal. Definitely check out that interview. It was really great. It was called like something like Survival from the Brink of Failure or something like that. Really good episode. Anyway, I shared this with her and she just texted me today and said, oh my gosh, I've tried everything and nothing has worked. And this I think will work. And Carissa, it worked for me. It'll work for you. So this is the book. It's by Ryder Carroll. It's called The Bullet Journal Method. Highly, highly recommend it. Um, if you are a scattered person, if you're an organized person, keep working, keep rocking what you're rocking. But if you're like me and you have a hard time keeping track of thoughts, ideas, to-dos without getting overwhelmed, then this is a spectacular book for you. Could be life changing. Next one that I also have on my desk almost all the time. Um, very exciting, I know. No, this is the book by it's called Traction. This way, Traction by Gino Wickman. It comes with a very pretty cover. I have since lost that a long time ago because this is a reference book for me that I go back to quite often. Traction is the framework. Maybe you've heard EOS or entrepreneurial operating system, something like that. It's where he lays it all out. It's how he has built his business and overcomes challenges with other entrepreneurs. I will pull this up on Amazon as well, just so that you have it and you can see what it actually looks like. Traction is a spectacular read. It really is very, very good. And it's how to get a grip on your business. That's great. We use EOS. It's an operating system in our business, and you can use it in yours as well. It's a spectacular book. It lays it all out. A little bit overwhelming, not going to lie to you. I don't want to produce a false positive here. It can be overwhelming to get into. It will take time to put into your business. We implemented it last November, so 2023, and it's now January of 2025, and we finally feel like we have a handle on it. But don't let that discourage you, because even if you don't implement it all the way, even if you only do a few of the things, it will help you. And that is you just need that in your life, right? As the owner of a business, we need to reduce chaos, and Traction and the methodologies therein can be a great way to do that. So don't be discouraged if you read it and you go, oh my gosh, I don't know any of this. That's okay. Just start small. It took us almost a solid year to like get our brains around it, and we still don't do it perfectly. So I'll leave you with that. The last book that I want to share with you is a bit controversial. And I say that because I have talked to some of the accountants and CPAs that work with dance studios, and they've said this will never work. But I also know that we've talked to some of our clients about this, and they have done it, and it's worked incredibly well for them. And so here it is. The book is Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. Michalowicz? I think that's right. Sorry, Mike, if you hear this. Here's why. So here's how this one has changed our lives. And hopefully this will do something for you as well. The whole idea behind this book, I mean, I can save you a lot of the money in time in reading it, but you really should read it because you can get the concept. You need to get it like deep into your soul for it to be powerful. But the whole idea here is Mike recognized a long time ago that so many business owners, and I can vouch for studio owners in particular, will bring in money and then pay everybody else first. And then at the end, there's nothing left for them. And the idea here is like you can't run a business successfully if you're not being compensated well for the work that you're doing. If you're struggling to figure out where your food's going to come from, you're not going to make great business decisions. Period. If you feel like you're working in a tireless, thankless business that never pays you anything, you're not going to feel particularly motivated to do that very long. And these are just realities. And so his whole thing is no, take your profit first in the business first, and then use everything that's left to run the business. That might mean you need to make some changes or cut some hours or like cancel some subscriptions. No worries. You will feel better about it. Here's why this was valuable for us. And I think this is why this will be valuable for you as well. At Dance Motion Marketing, when we started the business, when we started actually making money, I mean, we're making 10, 15, $20,000 a month in revenue. It all went into one Chase Bank checking account. And what that meant is that cash was coming in, but also cash was going out. And at the end of the month, um, I was always afraid that we weren't going to have enough. Oftentimes, we didn't have enough, and it went very, very poorly. My stress was through the roof. There were months where we'd write a check, it bounced because we didn't have money. We were not able to keep a good handle on it. I have talked to many, many of our studio clients, and they feel the same way. That stress of never knowing if there's enough is awful. And Profit First really helped. Now, I'm going to share another resource with you that I actually wasn't planning on sharing with you. But if you do read Profit First, which I highly recommend, then you also should probably think about switching your bank account to Relay Bank. Now, we did this as well, and it goes hand in hand with the book. That's actually Mike Michalowicz. That's him right there on the main page of the Relay website. The reason why the reason why Relay Bank is so spectacular is because Profit First recommends that you take your money and you split it out into different buckets. So you're not all pulling from one main bank account. And Relay allows you to do that. You can have something crazy like 20 different bank accounts that you can set up on your own. You don't need a banker to do that. You can have checking and savings accounts. It is massive. And this was the thing. I remember we implemented this in September of 2023. Is that right? Yes, that's right. In September of 2023. And in October of 2023 was the first month where we had money left over at the end of the month. It was massive, massive change. We are Relay bankers. We will never not be Relay bankers because it is so spectacular. But really, the power in this comes from understanding why having these buckets is important. And that comes from, again, Profit First. So these are my picks for books that you should be reading if you are a dance studio owner. Again, you can get this is going to be in the show notes. This is going to be, you can get it through our website on our blog at dancemotionmarketing.com/blog/books. And these are my picks. Now, this list may grow and change over time because I'm always reading books, always reading things that will help you to grow, help me to grow, and I'm happy to share those with you. So this may be the first of an ongoing series, but hopefully this has been valuable because these books have really revolutionized my life, transformed our business, and I know they can do the same for you too. So that's what I've got. It's January. Have a great month. This is the top of the year. Set big goals. Grow yourself, your own leadership, and I cannot wait to hear how things change for you in the next 12 months. Chat soon.